years ago when we got into hospitality, none of us studied hospitality. We all come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
I studied film. My brother Billy was in IT.
Mm-hmm.
So he's an architect.
Wow.
My sisters-in-law, who are part of this business as well, interior design, graphics, animation, and accounting.
So you had it all. Like the family together is like the perfect business. You
so,
just had to,
and that's the thing. So like we are all doing our own different roles within the business, but when it comes to recipe development and implementing certain things, that's where we have our own different opinions and everything. But we find what works best for the restaurant. Again, going back to creating a product that's sustainable.
Welcome to YMI Talking, a podcast where the guest
I am joined, I was going to say as always, but as recently, by Avery. Thank you so much.
The one, the only. You're welcome.
Avery Pennell. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Good. I panic with people's names.
You do.
I really do.
But that's just because you care.
It is. I want to get it right. That's true. Yeah. But then it gets in my head and it spirals out of control. So it's fun being me.
It is. Yeah. And you know what? I wouldn't bug you if you had said it wrong. I would have just let you live with that.
That's
and then
very
one
nice.
day randomly, I'll let you know. You just have to live with the fact that you were saying it wrong.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have an awesome one today.
Mm-hmm.
It was already recorded. And how good was it?
So good.
So it is Aman's, which is how you say it. I've been saying it wrong for years. And it just brought in so much food.
Which was so nice.
So nice.
Love that.
Yeah. Tip to future guests. If you bring us food, like we're gonna be very, very appreciative.
And we automatically will put you in our brain as numero uno.
Yes.
Our favorite.
Absolutely. But the food was incredible. The conversation, like, it was so much fun talking to him.
It was. He just had such a great outlook on life, too.
He did.
Like, I just felt so much better after the episode. I was like, man, I got to be better about, like my perspective on things.
Yeah. If we could all be like Jas, we would be better people. Yes. And then at the end, we did a fun little segment where we both ate really, really, really hot spices.
We both, not me.
Not you, me. No.
I respectfully bowed out.
This was smart on your part.
Thank you so much.
It's Mom's recipe.
Yeah.
And it was, who? That's all I can say. But I tried to push through, and I think I did push through.
You did.
I'm very professional.
You were bright red, too.
Whatever color I am, I'm going to get through it. But it was a lot of fun.
It was.
And he was a good sport about the whole thing.
Absolutely.
So let's stop talking.
Okay.
And let's show everyone how great he is. And let's go to the podcast.
Roll the clip.
Go. This is going to be an incredible episode. I'm super excited. Our guest today is a co-owner of Aman's, which if you haven't been there, I don't know what's wrong with you. You need to go there. He's also like just an incredible person. And I've been truly dreaming, like literally last night, I was dreaming about this episode. I can't be more excited. Jas Bansal, thank you so much for coming on. I'm can't wait to get into this.
It's my pleasure being here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's start with, I feel like I know you and Aman's like on a personal level.
Yeah.
And that comes from your social. Like you guys do such a good job there.
Yes.
How important is that? Who's doing that? Like, walk me through that.
It's nice to say that you know us on a personal level because that's what we try to exemplify on our socials, which is it's just our love of food and sharing that with the community.
Yeah.
What you see online is us and what we love to do, the recipes, and also we started like doing those little skits and stuff, doing a little comedy here and there as well, just to make people.
It's fun.
And it's sharing who we are, what we do. We have this sort of model, like good food, good company. That's like our main thing.
Yeah.
At Almonds, and that's what we love sharing and doing.
So is it as fun as it looks? Like, are we getting just a slice, or is it truly like that fun to work with your family and to be able to have this business?
Oh, there's drama all the time. My brother always says is like, oh, we should have like hidden cameras and like have like a reality show.
Yes.
And that's with every family.
It is.
Like,
yeah.
You have like, opinions and everything, but what makes us strong is, we love what we do, and we come together and focus and get it done.
Yeah.
And that's what, Aman's is all about. We're coming up to 5 years.
Wow.
5 years next month.
Yeah. That's incredible.
In downtown Easton. So it's amazing to reflect back on and see how many people we have served, and people have come through from around the world and everything. And, all that is amazing, but that is also the business side of things where, like there with every business, it comes in waves up and down, all that kind of stuff. So you got to make sure that you build something that's sustainable, and at the same time, because it's food related, that's consistent.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for us is consistency. You can't have something now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you come back with the same taste.
It was the best butter chicken I ever had. If I come back and it's different, then that's a whole different experience.
And we are so proud of the fact that we have been consistent the past 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
There have been multiple challenges. The biggest one was the supply chain issues during the pandemic and stuff, and I remember like driving, an hour and a half away just to pick up one or two items. So that is something that we are really proud of. But the thing is, I think one thing I've also realized is everyone is busy doing when I talk about the hospitality business, everyone has their own thing going on. And I was of the opinion that, oh, you know what, yeah, we keep doing our thing and it'll be fine. But being a business owner, I realize now you got to toot your own horn and be like, hey, this is who we are.
Yeah.
This is what we're proud of what we are, So my aim now is to show online through social media, through what we do, is like, hey, this is what we do. This is the challenges we face. This is how we overcome them. And it's all to provide a good product, a good service, a good experience at Aman's.
And I do want to get into the good product, because it's not just us saying that. Like, there are plenty of people saying that.
Yes.
But let's back up to the drama that happens in the family.
Yes.
Your brother Bali is not here.
Yes.
So we can say whatever we want about him.
He's going to watch this stuff.
How is it working with a brother? Like, do you guys get along? Do you butt heads? I couldn't imagine working with my brother. So.
Yeah, no, we definitely butt heads on certain issues, but it's because, everyone sees different things from their perspectives.
Yeah.
And I think it's healthy because it makes you think outside of the box. Because I have a certain way of thinking and doing things. And, he comes from a different background. My other brother, Sukhjit, he's also, part of, the whole us butting heads and getting stuff done. And that's because of our experiences.
Yeah.
5 years ago when we got into hospitality, none of us studied hospitality. We all come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
I studied film. My brother, Billy, was in IT. Suki's an architect. My sisters-in-law, who are part of this business as well, interior design, graphics, animation, and accounting.
So you had it all. Like, the family together is like the perfect business.
And that's the thing. So like we are all doing our own different roles within the business, but when it comes to recipe development and implementing certain things, that's where we have our different opinions and everything. But we find what works best for the restaurant. Again, going back to creating a product that's sustainable, that's also profitable. We don't want to just make something for the sake of making it.
Right.
We want to make sure the customers enjoy it as well. And that's where, we have differences of opinion and everything, but we work through that. And I think it's amazing to do that, But one thing's for sure, no matter what happens, at the end of the day, family is family.
Yeah.
And that's huge for us.
Yeah.
And that's reflected in who we are, what our menu is, developing the menu, different recipes, and all that kind of stuff.
And I think, so this is a father-son business here at YMI Insurance, and my dad and I butt heads all the time. And like you, we're polar opposites. Communication background. I was in TV for a while. So I'm that side of the brain, and he was an engineer by trade. So he's that side of the brain. But as long as our mission and our drive is the same, like we're working towards the same thing, we might have different opinions, but it makes us better because of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how did your family, you all have these different backgrounds. Like, what made you guys come together and decide to launch it?
So a little backstory. So we're actually born and raised in Kenya, in East Africa.
Yeah.
So our grandparents moved there when both India and Kenya were British colonies.
Mm.
So we never grew up in India. Never, at least most of us. We were born in Africa, but we are Indian, Punjabi, by culture, religion, heritage, all that. So we grew up in the diaspora, the Indian diaspora. So Kenya was such a huge influence and is a huge influence in the menu as well. We have dishes that have that little touch of Indian African cuisine within the menu. So 26 years ago, we had the opportunity to move to the United States. We come from humble beginnings. Every family has their stories. Ours is very similar. Mom and dad were in Kenya. They had lived there almost 40 years, and everything was all right. Could have been better. They tried. Dad was trying to bring the family to the next level. But it's just luck and coincidences, tried different businesses. They didn't really work out, all that stuff. We got an opportunity to move to the United States, and we just took it on a whim. We're like, hey, maybe we'll try it. Everyone talks about America. Yeah. This was in 1998. We knew nothing about the United States. This is Google.
Right.
All we knew.
Hey Siri, tell me about the U.S.
All we knew was New York and California.
Yeah.
And nothing in between. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I was 11 years old. I was the youngest. And we were like, you could move to anywhere in the country. We were like, okay, we're not going to California. It has earthquakes. We'll go to New York. That's how we ended up.
Well, it's good logic.
Yeah. So, and then we had a family friend who had family in Easton. And they're like, why don't you go to Easton? And start with them, and we came here, stayed with them for a month, and then got a foundation set. And we've been in Easton ever since.
Wow.
So fast forward the past 20 years then, we got our education here.
Where'd you guys go to high school?
We were in Wilson.
Okay. Yeah.
So Wilson, and then my brother went to Penn State, so he went to NAC. I went to Penn State as well. We got our degrees. Everyone did their own thing.
Yeah.
But then, logically was the next step was, hey, how do we go to the next level? And I think being an entrepreneur and trying to do a business on your own is kind of the next step in life, getting to the next level, both financially and growing your family to the next level. So, but 6-7 years ago, we had the opportunity we were looking for a business, and we came across an opportunity to get a grocery store. One of the guys who was at the grocery store also had a restaurant, and he was a partner in a restaurant. And we're like, okay, grocery store, yeah, but we love eating, going out. We're big foodies, Even now, we're off on Mondays. We drive an hour and a half, 2 hours on our days off, sometimes to eat. So we're like, let's ask him if the restaurant's available, and he was looking to sell. And we sort of took over this small hole in the wall, not a hole in the wall, but a smaller restaurant, typical Indian restaurant. Mm-hmm. And we started working with it, but it wasn't really our thing.
Yeah.
And this was in the suburbs of Easton.
Yeah.
Then,
like a strip mall, right?
A strip mall.
Yeah.
Then we had the opportunity where Sujit spotted the current location that was in downtown Easton. And it's like, you know what, let's see if we can move the restaurant here. In this business, location matters.
Yeah.
Everything.
Are you
location?
So I'm an insurance agent. I look at the downside and the risk, and the overhead of moving to downtown Easton is huge. And I'm terrified for you right now in this your story.
Yes. It gets worse. So we found that opportunity, and we were genuine and honest about who we are, what we want to do, and it sort of helped us, tell our story, and we were able to, secure the location. We went to the bank. We were able to secure a loan to build out the space, and it was a challenge. We moved the restaurant. It took a little bit extra to move it. First time we were handling such a big project in our lives. Lots of lessons learned. But this was 7 months before the first COVID shutdown.
Oh my God.
So, but when it got worse, it got worse,
Oh my God.
But here we are 5 years later, because we stuck to who we are, what we do. We stuck with that, making sure that we do not compromise on our food, our quality of the service. And that is why we are still here 5 years later. You know? So we're absolutely thankful for that, because yes, we can make the best butter chicken, but if no one's coming to eat it, then
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know? So that is, now the next level for us is just growing this and getting a bigger reach, a bigger audience, which is, challenging because not everyone knows Indian food, but no one's comfortable. Not everyone is comfortable eating it.
Right.
And we've had instances where this happened in Valley. We had a 90-year-old grandmother come to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Had Indian food for the first time. And you know what she told us?
What?
Where have I been and it's amazing seeing people trying Indian food for the first time.
Yeah.
Ours is North Indian Punjabi with that African twist.
Right.
And that's, I'm on a mission now to say, hey, you know what? Try Indian food.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of it. They think Indian food is hot. It's like, no, you're confusing hot versus spicy.
Right.
There's spicy food. Yeah, Indian food is full of spices.
Yes.
That's what makes it delicious.
Right.
Columbus was finding India. He was not finding America. They were the spices.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't be afraid of trying Indian food.
Mm-hmm.
You never know you're going to love it.
Yeah.
And like 99% of the people who come to Aman's are they fall in love with the food. They're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that. And we love, telling people about the food and we're like, hey, try this next, So, yeah.
Well, that makes me think, what's your favorite dish there? Do you have a favorite dish?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love our malai kofta.
Okay.
It is a vegetable dumpling made with potatoes, vegetables, and paneer, which is a soft curd cheese, and a very luscious. I'm already drooling.
That makes two of us.
Bring it for you, by the way.
Did you?
Yes.
Can you? I guess while we're talking about it, could you bring it out?
Yeah.
Let's try this.
I'm like, of course, we're going to bring my favorite dish. I heard somebody likes naan.
Yes.
That's
There we go.
I specifically requested extra, and thank you so much.
So this is the malai kofta. So it is vegetable dumpling, luscious cream sauce.
Oh, no, we had this when my wife and I just went there, and it was hands down my favorite thing.
By the way, the picture you posted, I can see how much in love. and you asked who does the marketing. I do the marketing as well.
Yeah.
My phone background, and that's I asked her. I'm like, can I use this picture at some point? I want to post it.
It's such an experience, right? Like the food, the product is great, but like it felt magical. The two of us were sitting outside, downtown Easton. The sun is setting. The staff was incredible. It truly brought out like the best in both of us just being there.
Absolutely, and that's what we love about hospitality is like everyone's there celebrating different occasions. Could be just like a simple date night,
right?
But food is what brings everyone together.
It is.
It's even if like you look at like Anthony Bourdain even said something similar. I don't remember exactly what he said, but you're sitting at a table with people of different cultures, different faiths. When you break bread together, that's like sustenance. That's sustenance right there. That act of sitting together and eating, it's profound. And just sharing a meal, talking, like what we're about to do, it's amazing. You learn so much about each other. You gain this appreciation, and I think it's just one of those most simplest and one of the most humblest things that we can do as humans. Just share a meal and talk.
There's something sacred about it. I agree. I always try to get business lunches with people. And to me, it's more than, just meeting. Like it is that breaking of bread. I want to get to know who you are as a person. And there's something about eating and sharing a meal that does that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So I want you to try malai kofta. This is my favorite dish. So we're going to make some.
Let's do ASMR. Yes.
So
I don't know that we've ever made anyone drool on the podcast before, but we are about to for sure.
I wish have more naan. He said, that's one.
I'm set for months.
Yes.
So much.
I wish smells could come through the microphone because it's unreal in here right now, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. I'm drooling and I'm like waiting for my turn. Patiently. I have to say, I like told my dad that this was happening.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're going to bring some home, right? And I was like, if there's any left over and you're lucky, maybe, but I'm probably going to eat all of it.
So how do the recipes work while we're digging into these?
So pretty much so Indian cooking is quite involved.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the preparation of the sauces and cooking down the spices, breaking down the aromatics to, get all the flavors in there. So at home, you can spend 45 minutes to an hour cooking a dish, right? In the restaurant, you can't do that. People were yelling at us.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And, if you're like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. It's your favorite.
If we, if you're sitting there and you're like, oh, what do we, see, I lost my train of thought.
I cannot describe how good the smell is. I'm dying.
So, long story short,
yes,
what an Indian kitchen does in the restaurant is reduce that cook time, and how we do that is prepare different types of sauces with the base ingredients, onions, tomatoes. We have our own blend of spices, our own masala sauce. So we take that 45 minutes to an hour and bring it down to 10 to 12, 15 minutes max.
Yeah.
And then you just multiply that over how many dishes you have.
Yeah.
So that's, essentially what the process is with cooking and everything. We took the initiative because we eat food, we're Indian ourselves, and I think the number one cuisine I go out to eat is also Indian.
Yeah.
I love eating Indian.
Yeah.
It's just so flavorful. But there's also like this, thing where like people have like, they're using colors, food coloring and all the kind of stuff.
Right.
Like we actually took all of that out.
Which is incredible because this is beautiful to look at, right?
These are all natural colors from the turmeric, from the spices and everything, And even if you look at all of the tandoori section, all the barbecued meats, if you think of tandoori chicken, you think of this bright red color. That's a fake color.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know who started that. Hey, you should put food coloring in the chicken.
Right.
We have taken out all the food coloring and everything in our cooking.
That's amazing.
From even, if you look at our butter chicken and our chicken tikka masala, they both have the same nice, beautiful yellow because that's the natural colors from the cream and the turmeric cooking within there.
Yeah.
And we distinguish it by putting a little tomatoes on the butter chicken because that's more of a tomato sauce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, and this is one of the things like we just did it because we know, hey, we don't want to put any artificial food coloring, but we never talk about it. I think I should be talking about it and say people, hey, this is natural, clean cooking.
You should. Yeah, absolutely.
So, Jimmy, spread the word.
I'm about to dig into this. Let's cheers. Thank you.
I'll give you a little tip as you get the taste of this.
Oh my God.
You don't have to tell me spice.
Yeah. Oh, and also eat with your hands, man. That's like the best.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
I think if you want to test out how good an Indian restaurant is, you should order the malai kofta and the garlic naan. That's the test. Reason for that is,
thank you.
We live in a world where everything is like prepared in factories and stuff. The malai kofta is a type of dumpling that it's easy and complicated at the same time to make. This will tell you how good a chef is. Really, how good the dumpling is and the sauce is, and the garlic naan on the same point is also how well the naan is made, how much garlic is on it. It shows you how good the Indian restaurant is. This one's pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. This one's the best because I try it everywhere, and no jokes. I'll look at the camera and say, I've been to India. I've been to the high-end restaurants. I think we are one of the best malai koftas.
That's a bold statement.
It's a bold statement is because I wanted to check it out for myself. I've tried malai kofta in different restaurants in the U.S., in India, in the Punjab, in New Delhi. Yeah. And I'm like, we are up in the same level as the big. I love that. So who's responsible for the recipe? Is it everyone coming together in the family? And then it depends. Yeah. Who's chefing it? So these are family recipes. I am in charge of the kitchen, so I oversee our team of cooks. We don't have like an executive chef in the kitchen. So these are family recipes developed, and then we have a team of amazing talented cooks who are there, and they replicate, we develop these things, and then they replicate this on a larger level at the restaurant. We'll try and test different things. I'll give you a live example right now. Yeah, we are going to be introducing lamb chops to the menu. Yeah, and we have been testing it for the past 2 weeks. Wow! So there are a couple of people. You guys need help testing. I'm always. So that's what we do. So like last week, we tested a couple of different recipes, a couple of different techniques. Dad is the one who develops most of the recipes for the barbecue meats. So the Dad's Mishkaki's on the menu. It has his name, Dad's Tandoori Wings. We give it his name. It's his recipe. He brings it in there, So we develop these recipes and then try and make sure we have the recipe down in terms of quantity.
Right.
That if we're making a little bit times we need to make enough for a whole shift.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't change. The consistency doesn't change. The spices that are used in they're scaled accordingly. So that's the kind of development we all do as a family.
Yeah.
My sister, she loves desserts, so she has developed different new flavors of fusion ice creams.
I'm going to stop you there.
Yeah.
So I'm well known as an ice cream addict.
Yes.
And so when my wife and I go to pronounce it for me because I've been saying it wrong. Yeah. Aman's. Almonds.
Think almonds,
but take it out.
Drop the L. Almonds.
Yes. Thank you.
But it's all good. Almonds.
And so we're going there, and I'm like, well, Bank Street Creamery is right there. Like, we'll get dessert afterwards. She's like, are you serious? Like, why would we not get the ice cream here? I was like, well, okay, we'll try it. Unbelievable.
Bank Street makes the ice cream for us.
Do they? Ah, well, there you go. Okay.
So we took But
what was the flavor? I'm trying to remember what flavors I had.
Was it the ginger gulab jamun or the carrot cardamom?
It must have been the ginger then. Yeah.
So we the gulab jamuns we make in house. That's the Indian dessert.
Mm-hmm.
We make the ginger jam, and Brooks over at Bank Street Church.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the expert in making ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing, and he does it for so many restaurants.
What a partnership! Yeah.
Yeah. So,
this is so good. So you mentioned you're a foodie, the family's foodies.
Yeah.
How cool, and you guys are, kind of Easton through and through. How cool has it been to see the rise of the food scene in Easton and to be a part of it, right?
Absolutely. It's absolutely amazing, because I remember in 98 when we moved here, I distinctly remember someone telling us, don't go to Easton at night. Don't walk around in Easton at night.
I'm going to share my Easton story. It ties into that.
And here we are, closing our business at 11 o'clock at Easton, and we're walking around and having fun. Seeing that renaissance in Easton, and I think the Mayor Salpant has done an amazing job in Easton, reviving the city. We have a very good family friend who actually have been in the U.S. for 50 years. Similar story to us. They moved from Africa to the U.S. 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's seen Easton at its peak, and then it's seen the downfall, and it's renaissance again. And it's absolutely amazing to see, that, hey, things can turn around and all this stuff. So it's absolutely amazing to be a part of that. And now that you mentioned it, I've never thought of us as being a part of that, but we are.
You are, yeah,
in the heart of it. So
absolutely,
it's an honor,
to
be a part of that. If you look at the Almonds logo, Easton is our hometown in the U.S. This is this country, the United States. We talk about the American dream has set the foundation for our family and generations of our family to come, and to honor that, if you look at the Almonds logo, we have the Eden Moravian star in our logo.
Do you really?
Yeah. If you look at the fan, it has the star, So if you're keen on history, you'll see that, the same star in the flag of Easton is also the same star in our logo.
That's really cool.
That's, it's our homage to the city that took us in, to the community that took us in, and we want to, just reflect that. Hey, we're proud of who we are. We're proud of Easton. We're proud of being part of the fabric of Easton.
Yeah. And the recognition that Aman's has gotten is so much greater than Easton, right? I mean, I'm looking at the menu. I think you guys have a billboard on 22.
Yes.
And it's telling me, I need the reminder, all the awards that you guys have won. Talk about, kind of how those came about and how important they are to you. Well,
most of those awards are voted on by people, which is absolutely amazing. The TripAdvisor award was absolutely fantastic getting that.
That's unbelievable.
It's based on reviews, people reviewing us on TripAdvisor. And in 2020, I believe, I'm not sure the year exactly, we were recognized as one of the top 10% restaurants in the world.
Wow.
As in reviewed often enough with positive reviews that we're in the top 10% in all of TripAdvisor around the world.
So it's one thing for you to come here and say, our dishes are some of the best in the world, but there's backing, there's data on this.
We're listed on Open Table for our reservations, and we've consistently won the Diner's Choice Award, and it's amazing to see. And what makes me happy is that these are awards that people actually, based on the reviews, and people vote. And one of the coolest things that is very humbling as well is we won. It's one thing to say, hey, we're an ethnic restaurant. We serve Indian food. We won Best Indian Food.
Right.
Amazing. But the fact that we not only won Best Indian 2 years in a row, 2022, 2023, Morning Call, we won Best Easton restaurant.
That's awesome.
And that was like, that's amazing to think. It's like, wow, it's like, you know, it's like, and Easton's vibrant.
It is. We were just saying.
All the food,
yeah,
everything. You know, like you get out of Aman's, you cross, you have a steakhouse, now you have Oak across the street, you have Millie right next door, Mediterranean. You know, you go into the farmers market across the street, you can ramen, fish, pizza, everything.
Yeah.
It's like a little mini culinary journey right there.
Yeah.
And being recognized as the best Eastern restaurant by people voting online 2 years in a row, that's just, you know, it's so humbling and it's amazing.
I'm jazzed up just hearing that.
Your bold statement earlier isn't as bold. You know? Like, the best.
So you know, and then so we want to make sure that we continue that, you know, continue that level of service, continue that level of delicious food, keep bringing that to the people. But 5 years since we opened, we still have people like, where are you? Oh, we had no idea you existed. And I'm like, what do I do? How do I tell you to come here? You know? Yeah. So that's a challenge in every business, you know, just advertising yourself, because people think food, India's not their first.
Right.
Go to.
Right.
It's not. You know, they'll think twice, you know. So we have a very small niche. We're just trying to be the loudest and say, hey, come here.
Yeah.
Try, give us a shot as well. You never know you'll like it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hate this. Like I could keep doing this all day.
Yeah. It's been 30 minutes.
It's almost been 30 minutes. And I know we've got another thing that we're doing later, which I'm terrified for already. Like what on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rate the spiciness of the dish we just tried?
You know here. This is a medium.
Okay. All right.
Mild is no. Okay, so it's not spicy. It's heat.
Correct. Yeah.
It's the heat.
Yeah.
So we use dry red chili powder.
Okay.
To kick up the heat.
Yes.
Of the dishes.
Okay.
So this is full of spices, yes, but it's the heat. This is the medium spiced.
Okay.
Heat level.
Yeah, and just to tease it, you and I are going to be eating. Is it Mom's recipe?
It's called Mom's garlic chutney.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
It is.
On the 1 to 10, where is it? Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
that'll be great.
Yeah, we'll have a little challenge over who's crying and who's yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I was going to save it, but we're here, so let's dive into it. Let's do this challenge.
Okay.
This will be great. But I'd like everyone to know you also are not particularly keen to spicy or to hot.
Very hot food. I enjoy the nice medium. You know, I enjoy the balance of flavor and heat.
Yeah,
I love that.
Good.
You know, I'd rather not. You know, start like wiping tears while I'm eating.
Am I going to start wiping tears?
Not.
Yeah, I hope not too.
Because I mean, this is so again with this chutney. It's this hot chutney. It's actually to complement the food as well. It's not just heat for the sake of heat.
Right.
You know, it's good. You're going to have a touch of sweetness.
Okay.
From the jaggery.
Do you think I'm going to get that over the crying that I'm doing?
We'll cry together. We'll remember themselves together.
Okay. So what would you pair it with, or would
so like if we're now going to do a spoonful, but you know, if we were doing this, you know, we'll do a little knife.
Okay,
knife.
That's perfect.
But like if you were eating this with a malai kofta, you would like put this on the side, dip your naan in it a little bit, so you have like a layer of the naan. Grab your food and eat that.
That's awesome.
That would be.
That's how normal people eat this.
Yeah,
not with a knife like this.
Yeah, it's not like something that you would, you know, just grab a spoonful and start. Then the other thing is that if you want to kick up your curry, you just take a little bit of it, mix it in the entire curry itself.
Okay.
Dish you're having, and then that's how you would enjoy it.
Okay. I'm going to move this plant.
Yes.
I'm going to put it on camera so everyone can see, like, it looks hot. I just want. There it is. That looks hot. I don't do spicy. You barely do. So this is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be fun.
And then
how do we determine
who wins?
Yeah.
I guess I've got water here. You've got water there. First person
keep talking and first person to drink.
There's still segments I'm supposed to do after this. You might have to take over. All right.
Cheers.
Oh my God. Why are you taking so much?
I thought that's the whole challenge.
It is.
It's gonna be equal.
Cheers.
You have a long one.
I'll take it. All right.
There we go.
Cheers. Here we go. Up until this point, I've assumed your mom is a very nice person.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if my feelings change. So far, it is a nice flavor, like you said. It's a little
sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Then it hits you.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. I'm not crying yet.
Yeah.
I planned on fully crying in front of everyone. Yeah. Oh, it's coming. I can feel the wave.
It hits the back of the food. Right?
It does.
See, now smart people would have mixed this in the food and enjoyed it. Not like us. No. Straight in,
What, I'm trying to think right now. I'm trying to do that. What spices are in here? Like, what does she put in?
So these are green chilies, fresh green chilies.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a relish.
Yeah.
But we call it mom chili garlic chutney. So there's a balance of a lot of garlic and chilies.
Yes. I'm going back for more. I'm going to do it again.
All right, I'll join you.
Yes.
I will join you. Yes. So
the flavor is good.
And then we just cook it down, break it down, and then we actually add some jaggery.
Cheers.
Oh my god.
What did you add? You said you add something.
Jaggery is like an Indian brown sugar.
Okay.
So that you see there's a tinge of sweetness to it.
There is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
That one got me.
I'm already teary-eyed over here.
All right. So
yeah.
We are sponsored by Hocus Pocus, who is probably going to hate that I'm doing the segment while crying.
Yeah.
They do residential cleaning. They do commercial cleaning. I don't think they save you when you're dying of spice. But they're magical.
Yeah.
And so I ask all my guests, if you could have any magical ability, what would it be?
Wow.
So what would yours be? Right now, mine would be to just turn my tongue off completely.
Yeah. As you can see, the cheers. Wow, no one has asked me the question. That's shall we call it even?
Yeah. Oh.
A relief.
Oh, I'm really sad I didn't turn it off.
You missed out, Avery.
So,
but before we go on, the flavor is really good.
Yeah.
Like if you diluted that.
If you complement that with food, mix it up and eat it, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Your magical ability. And I'm going to keep drinking water now that I can.
You know what? Oh, there's my marketing thing. I need to post on Instagram. So.
Avery commiserates.
Yeah. I don't have that, but I always thought if I had a genie, give me a wish.
Yeah.
Would that count as like a magical thing?
Right. Yeah.
My wish would be not for like.
I thought you were wishing for a genie. That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You're still limited to 3 wishes, right?
Yeah.
My wish would be I want to help people in the world with different things. And I know money is what helps people.
Right.
My wish would be that, hey, if someone needs some help, I was like, if I need $100, I just put my hand in my pocket and
it's there.
What a great path.
I know.
Yeah.
We've had a couple people come on and they have like altruistic, like that's their magic is to help other people. I'm like, I'm not as good of a person as I thought I was.
That's part of who we are in our faith as well. We're from the Sikh faith.
Yeah.
And giving back is huge in our faith. And
can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. And it's as a cry through it. I'm very emotional talking about this.
Yes.
But we try and give back as much to the community as we can. During COVID, we had groceries. We were working with an NGO called Khalsa Aid, providing groceries to families in need. And we've done packaged meals for different charities within the Lehigh Valley, work with different organizations. Yeah. It's just, like I said, it goes back to sharing a meal. Food insecurity is something that we have seen in our lives as well. Mm-hmm. I've seen, as a young kid, I've seen my mom and dad feeding us.
Yeah.
And then just eating like bread and, like a pickle or something. Times are tough. And for people, times are tough now too, I'm not emotional, it's just the spice. But
I'm both.
Yeah. But we have seen that in our lives, and we're just trying to give back as much as we can,
Are your parents incredibly proud, like, to have seen the journey that they've been on?
Absolutely. I mean, like, they are very much a part of our success with the values and everything they taught us. We didn't have much when we grew up, and now like our kids are here. I don't have any kids, no, but my nephews, my nieces here, and it's a good feeling when they say, "Oh, can I get this?" And like, Yes, you can.
Yeah.
We don't have to think about it twice.
Yeah.
You know, we grew up thinking about it twice. I should even ask mom and dad about this.
Right.
And because they were providing for us.
Mm-hmm.
We had food, we had shelter and everything. But, you know, like it was the extra things that we could get it once in a while, not every single day. You know? So living in a situation where we were, you know, like hand to mouth,
right?
That, you know,
yep.
And coming here in this country and building this little.
My tongue is still on fire. It's reflecting.
The napkins back there.
Yes, the napkins are all for me.
Yes. So, you know, like having lived through that, and you know, now we have the ability to give back, and we just want to give back as much as we can. You know.
Yeah.
And with the 5-year anniversary coming up, part of our celebration is trying and giving back. You know. We've been doing these blood drives with the Miller Keystone Blood Center, where we just say, hey, you know what, give blood, and we'll give you a $20 voucher to Almonds, just for giving blood. Wow. You know how important that is, you know?
Yeah.
So those kinds of things, we want to just keep doing that, giving back to the community as much as we can.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. When is 5 years?
July 10th.
Oh, so it's really coming up.
It's coming up.
Wow, that's awesome. Congrats to you guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. Anything that we didn't hit that we should hit? Anything you want to talk about before we get you out of here?
I would just say for anyone who is perhaps about trying Indian food or trying any type of food, different.
Yep.
Go give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to kill you.
Right.
Unless you eat that fish from The Simpsons. I don't know what it's called. But no, in all seriousness, people put their heart and soul into family-run restaurants. Same like us, you know.
Yeah.
Whether it's us or it's, you know, the next door Mexican restaurant or Colombian, whatever have you, you know, Thai, even like American joints, you know, people like the small mom and pop restaurants, you know.
Yeah.
We live in a day and age where it's so easy to criticize.
Yeah.
It is so easy to criticize. We get that as well, so much.
Right.
Oh, they didn't do this. It's like, we don't get up in the morning to say, you know what, I'm going to screw this person.
Right. Yeah.
No one's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, stuff happens sometimes. But our goal is to provide the best service and the best experience for everyone. So give people a shot, you know, the mom and pops, everyone, different restaurants, even retail businesses, you know, just give back to the community. You know, that's all I can say, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're sitting here, we're enjoying, you know, some more food together. And you brought up a topic that I think is important to the conversation. So hit it for me.
So big thing, you know, we are one of the few restaurants. Well, I think we're the only Indian restaurant in Lehigh Valley that does not give rice with the meal.
Yeah.
You know, and people are like, oh, they're charging for rice and everything. Right. And I'm like, you go to India, you don't get rice with the meal.
Really?
You know, and the reason is because Indian cuisine is so complex. You know, certain things go with rice. Like we just enjoy the malai kofta with garlic naan.
Yeah.
You know, we have different types of naans on the menu, different types of rice dishes on the menu, from plain basmati to different. We don't want to put you in a boat that every single curry comes with plain rice.
Right.
That's akin to saying that, you know, every Italian dish comes with spaghetti noodles.
Right. Yeah.
You know? It's just in the U.S., Indian cuisine, when it got its moment in the past 20 years or so, it was just like, people like, how do you eat this? And like, everyone knows rice, we'll give rice with it.
Right.
You know? So that has been one of the big things for us. Is like, hey, we don't give rice for free. And 99% of the time, people don't care.
Yeah.
Because we're telling them, hey, okay, you're going to pair this with this, and they enjoy their meal.
And that's what we did. We asked our waiter, like, should we get rice with this? And they had the recommendations for what we should pair it with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the other biggest thing is, you know, I think is if you look at our name, Aman's Artisan Indian Cuisine.
Yeah.
We don't know the word authentic. I think that's
interesting.
Word.
Yeah.
Who is the judge of authenticity? You know, India is so diverse in its food culture from state to state.
Yeah.
Same like the U.S.
Right.
You know, you think of Louisiana, down south, you think of Cajun cuisine.
Right.
Up north, chowder.
Yep.
You know, Midwest. What is Midwest known for?
That's so funny. Chowder was exactly where my head went to.
Yeah.
So yes.
And then, you know, you have like the Tex-Mex in Texas, you know, like all, you know, the barbecue scene in Texas and the Midwest, all that stuff. It's different.
Yeah.
Similar for India, you know? Mm-hmm. So when someone says, oh, is this authentic? I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell you this is authentic.
Right.
This is Indian food you're eating.
Yep.
It's our take on Indian.
Yeah.
It's what we do, you know? And come try it. If you like it, good. If you don't, that's fine.
It's not fine.
Yeah. So that's one thing. And it goes back to the thing of saying, everything comes with rice. It's like, okay, that's not authentic. If you say no authentic Indian food, because you go to India, in the South, yes, they eat rice with every meal. In the North, no, they eat breads.
Yeah.
So every single dish has its own complement, its own side dish that can be paired with it. And that's what we want to do at Elman's, is give you that proper experience.
I'll bet. As long as rice helps with the burning sensation that's in my mouth, then I'm going to be eating some rice right now. Thank you so much again for coming on and for this little bonus section.
Absolutely.
All right. I could tell something good was coming. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Jas Bansal from Almonds. Did I say I got it right?
Almonds.
Almonds. Yes. I cannot thank you enough. I had high expectations and you crushed them. So thank you for coming here. Thank you for the food. Thanks for sharing a meal with us. I loved it.
Awesome.
Awesome.